What was the most amount of money you made in a single day?
In a single day, in cash, 23 million. In like 4 minutes.
What happened that day? Do you remember?
It was trading. I did an IPO. Yeah, I started a brokerage firm when I was very young and made a ton of money. And, the story's pretty public.
You're very renowned for your sales prowess.
Right.
You mastered the art of persuasion, but you are an excellent recruiter. What did you learn about recruiting that you give to an entrepreneur building a company in today's world?
One of the mistakes people make, they say, well, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not a salesperson, but every entrepreneur needs to be a salesperson. Bottom line, right? It's not just selling a product. You're selling a vision for the future. You want to have great employees. You want to have great people that buy into your vision, right? Well, you have to communicate that vision to them in a way that connects them emotionally, moves them, makes them want to take action. Without that, very difficult. You're going to be then just recruiting strictly for money and try to overpay people. They're not really committed emotionally. They don't believe in what you're doing. When someone truly believes in accomplishing a mission, a vision, they will break through walls, work twice as hard. But if you can communicate that to people in a way that moves them, well, then guess what? The vision's a 10. And after you're done explaining it, they're like, well, that kind of sucks. So that's where persuasion comes in communication.
Do you think everybody's built for entrepreneurship?
Here's what I would say, right? I don't think there's a built for or not built for. Really, it comes down to your desire. What do you want out of life? I don't think everyone has to be an entrepreneur. Like if you're happy and what makes you content is something completely different from that, and you're really not in money, you don't, measure money and you don't value it in that way, that's okay. I think the problem is when you really do value money and you want great things and you want to live a life where you can have what you want, when you want, as much as you want, with whomever you want, all that sort of stuff, right? But you then don't connect it up with actually being an entrepreneur, and you think you're going to get there by working for a paycheck. Well, that's very difficult. So it's like not for everybody, but I think for anyone that really wants to live a life of abundance, it's very difficult to do that with a paycheck.
What is the best financial advice that you would give to the younger generation?
The biggest challenge of making money is finding yourself getting to that spot where you actually have a formula to make money. Then it comes in hard and fast. I think what people often mistake with getting rich, I say the only way to get rich is quickly. I don't mean through a get rich quick scheme. It's the hard work that you put in. Like there's certain elements you have to line up in a business. Often you start something, you think you got a great plan, looks great on paper, never works the first time. It's about pivoting and then trying things, and suddenly that last piece of the puzzle comes into place and you soar. And then it's about literally making as much as you want.
You're saying that money is the root of all evil. Do you think that money changes people, or does it just amplify the person who they already are?
Anyone who said the money is the root of all evil never had any money. That's why they say it, right? But I think for sure, I always say money is like alcohol. It amplifies you. It doesn't change you. It's like you go into a bar, right? And, someone that's a really nice person and they get a little drunk, they're the life of the party, right? Someone who's an angry, bitter person inside, when they get drunk, they're a royal
for that person.
Right. That's it. And money is the same way.
I'm going to challenge you. Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you ever had. What's the best advice that Jordan Belfort received in his life?
Good one would be, when I first got sober, I had this phenomenal sponsor. And the first thing he said to me was, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Do you have any regrets?
Listen, I don't live in regrets. Of course, people say, would you change? Of course, if I could change anyone I ever hurt in my life, I would unhurt them. But you can't live life like that. What you could do is you can live, learn, and be a better version of yourself every day, and I focus on that.